travelers were going through this like northern section, they were like, Iowa, I don't know.
Adam Sandler. Yep, that was how was her Adam Sandler impression? I really should not be sitting here.
Well, you chill out.
Okay.
It's just a SMAC show, Phil. Calm down. What have you got for us today?
It's the first ever second episode of the SMAC cast. Right.
First, second ever?
The first ever second episode.
The first only second. First and only.
First and only. Even
First
special,
and
so you don't want to miss it. Because,
Last.
you know, because here at the SMAC cast, shit hits a little differently. So, I like how you were just like, don't fucking back into that again.
Careful.
Okay.
Watch them bows around here.
So, do you remember the girl on TikTok or Instagram, I can't remember what it was, that used Gorilla Glue in her hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's winning that case, I think.
Wow.
She's suing the company who makes it, and their whole defense is, well, it doesn't say hair, like it doesn't say don't put it in your hair on the warning label. It's like keep out of, don't let it touch your skin, your eyes. But because it doesn't say hair, they're using that.
I suppose you can't really assume that people aren't going to be creative with product when they're in a pinch. Like, I get that. But it's also the reason we have warning labels on blow dryers that say do not use in the shower, do not use while sleeping. Like, why would you be trying to use a blow dryer in the shower anyway?
It probably happened before the warning
But
label.
that's exactly why the label is there. It's the whole like McDonald's coffee situation. Like, that's kind of the whole fundamental story.
Right.
But, you know, it just makes you wonder why there's no common knowledge anymore.
Because stupid people will find a loophole and then exploit that loophole to get money.
I can't say I blame them.
Because then another girl I read...
Because that's someone else's fault for gapping logic.
True, but at the same time, it's like you would expect someone to, you know, be understanding that you shouldn't put Gorilla Glue in your hair. And she thought she could just wash it out. Like, no, if you could wash out Gorilla Glue, it wouldn't be Gorilla Glue.
To be fair, a common practice in using new cosmetics, and especially when you're experimenting with products that aren't meant for things you typically use them for, you know. Anywho, you should just do a patch test. Do it like right at the end, and if that doesn't wash out, then you gotta cut that stuff out. Like, she had to go to surgery.
Oh yeah, she still has it in her hair, and it's in fact damaged her scalp the more and more they try to get it removed or have it dissolved.
I'm pretty sure it was a successful removal.
Really? Because as far as yesterday, they're still saying that she hasn't gotten it out of her hair yet. And then another girl did it.
Well,
and they were trying to apparently start a new trend on TikTok.
Well, that doesn't sound very smart. But
Yeah.
there is also the pod challenge, the Tide Pod challenge.
There was set yourself on fire in the shower challenge.
What? I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, it was literally like you wiped yourself with this flammable material. They would light you on fire, and you would be lit on fire. Yes, accurately. And then they would see how long you could last before you like flip on the shower.
What is with these challenges?
People just like getting famous. Stupid people get famous. That's the problem.
I don't know.
Think of how many famous people there are that are famous for really stupid shit. Or stupid things that they do.
I don't pay attention to stupid people.
Well, sadly I do because I'm on YouTube and I have to pay attention to that crap.
Educate me.
So we all know, I think it's Jake Paul.
Okay, I have heard of him.
Yeah, and how...
he's like the mainstream guy.
Yeah, he's fucking huge.
People fucking hate him.
Right. But yet he's still famous and lives in mansions. And,
you know. can afford it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
because even though we hate him, we still seem to get him money.
Twitter hates Cardi B, and yet people still love her. So who fucking cares?
But no, did you hear about the story that he went to Japan and was filming in this forest that, you know, I can't remember the name of it.
Like super sacred or something.
It's considered a very evil place because
Okay.
people go there literally to commit suicide.
Yes, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Which is
Yes.
fucking terrifying. But apparently he went filming in that forest when he was there, and he came across a dead body. And he literally filmed it, edited it, and uploaded it to YouTube. Yeah. Which in Japan obviously is very disrespectful.
Yeah.
That you even...
It's like walking through a cemetery.
And that was a huge backlash. He's banned from Japan now.
God, people are so inconsiderate.
Oh, and he took it down, and then days
Why
later...
was he even filming there in the first place?
Because he's a shock jockey, like he films himself doing really stupid things and crazy things.
Deliberately disrespectful things?
In most cases, yes.
That sounds weird. Okay.
But yeah, so that is probably the best example I have of a YouTuber everyone like hates but somehow loves.
How bizarre.
The world is bizarre because we let stupid people get famous.
I don't even know how to express how disappointed I am just finding how brutally racist, fundamentally racist our country is. It just
yes, you were telling me about this earlier.
It just sucks because I was never raised that way and I've never viewed people that way. Like, maybe this is obscure and I apologize if people find this offensive, but I kind of view people
you tune into the show because it's unedited and just kind of
it's raw.
Whatever. It's raw.
It's anywho, it's something I like to compare people to different species of animals, like dogs or cats even. Hi, this is Zeus.
I'm not letting him near the camera.
But like I said, I apologize if it's offensive by any means. I don't mean to like compare people to dogs and cats, but what I mean is that we don't see this cat and my other cat as any lesser of cats because they look different. Like, he's a lot bigger and he has completely different markings. He's a completely different color. His behavior is completely different than my other cat is completely gray, has different colored eyes, like he's different all around. But nobody discriminates one cat versus another just because they look different. I mean, some people maybe...
We like chunky cats.
Maybe some people are selective. Maybe they're like, I like a cat with a little more fur, so they go with the long hair.
Have you seen his eyes in the video?
He like, oh my god. He's probably looking at himself like, what the fuck?
Oh my eyes, like, I just kept looking over at it and just seeing his eyes just fucking wide and
I
glowing.
literally didn't even notice.
I was like, oh no, now that...
See, he's an alien, I told you. He's ready. He's ready to let. He's like, let me down.
Okay, just don't go near the camera.
Anyway, yeah.
Yes,
so
you're saying how racist we were.
I just find it amazing that just because we look different, and yeah, stereotypes exist, and so people just follow stereotypes and misinformation and don't bother to actually inquire and learn and educate themselves. Instead, they really just manifest their own opinion and believe it to be bottom line fact, regardless.
It's just, I agree, 100%. It's just crazy that some of these people like do, because let's face it, a lot of our politicians kind of seem to be on the on the bad path, and they do a lot of racist things or make a lot of policies with.
They're on the dark side. It's fine. I get it.
And it's crazy that a lot of them will do and say things that just like, what the hell? I can't believe you just said that. But yet they still keep their position in office. Like, they keep getting voted back in.
Not that mayor in Texas who is like, deuces, y'all bitches are like, I'm not helping you. I owe you nothing. Can I just say, I want to be a little salty about this, though.
Ooh, please do.
How is it Texas gets a freak fucking storm? Like, I get it. This is historic. Like, it's hella cold. No one's got power because the state didn't prepare for this shit.
Oh, God.
Without power for a few days. I get it. I totally get it.
I think I know where you're going
But guys, like, there were people here without power for literally 15, 16 days. And some people literally put out of their homes. Entirely put out of their homes. Because of a...
Yeah, what was this?
Freak fucking derecho that ripped through the Midwest in a matter of hours and engulfed the entire fucking state without warning. And it took, 9 days before we actually had any actual military aid
and then
to
even
assist
then it wasn't
people?
much.
Like, I understand. I'm grateful that people were not hurt. I know that we are more prepared for storms than anything. But I haven't done the research, but when is the last time anyone has talked about a fucking derecho? Because I sure as hell have never heard of this.
Yeah, I had to learn what it meant.
I think a lot of us did. But I grew up on the East Coast with hurricanes, and this felt like a fucking hurricane. I sat in my car in it. It was scary. But how did we not get any, like, actual coverage on this? This is breaking news all over the place. This snow, this outage, the fucking interstate pileup in Texas. That is insane. Like, ice on the roads is one thing. I totally understand that. This freak fucking storm that covers Texas and outs all their power for 3 days. I understand this too. So, why aren't other people being like, a freak storm ripped through the Midwest, like all through Iowa, and basically it came out of nowhere, blew up over Iowa, and like stopped over Illinois, and by the time it hit Indiana, it fizzled out. It was like a 14-hour span, and it traveled, I can't remember.
It was, yeah, I can't
like
remember.
700 miles?
I think, yeah,
in
never sounds right.
14 hours?
It was just, yeah, I remember logging into work and then my power went out and I'm like, oh, that sucks. I just was watching from my bed out the window and I'm like, those winds are getting rough. Like, why is it getting so bad? Then I would see like things fly past. I'm like, oh no, that's not a normal storm. That's a, yeah.
It's even scarier when you can't even say, oh, there's a tornado in the area.
Mm-hmm.
You can, it's different when you can't pinpoint where this storm is coming from. It's coming from all over the place, and if you don't run faster than this storm, then you're not making it out. Like, sorry. With a hurricane, you have far more warning. We had like less than a half hour, like 25 minutes or something like that, notice.
See, I didn't even know anything about it until after it was done. I just thought it was a bad storm, but I had no idea when I like opened my door and started walking outside and saw the broken trees and garbage and just everything knocked over. I was like, this is a lot bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it was crazy. By the time I got home, there was no power. So with the way that my condo's set up, I couldn't make a run for it. Otherwise, I would have been probably hit by something, or at least pelted by rain enough that I would be taken out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just standing out in a category 2 or 3 hurricane, just making a run for it? Hey, I'm trying to get to the door.
And then almost reaching that door and then just getting picked up by the wind and flown away.
Like, I had bags. I was in the middle of lunch. Like, I had my lunch. I was sitting there in my car eating while I'm listening to the radio because I could only get a few stations in by the time, like, I was messaging my dad telling him this was basically a Category 2 hurricane. He's like, what? Yep. He's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, they call it a derecho, I suppose. He's like, oh, I've never heard of that. I was like, me either. It sounds made up, but I don't think it is, because it's a thing.
But yeah, like, no one ever knew it actually happened, because people would be like, you know, when I work at a call center and people would be like, why is your call hold time so long? Like, well, because we got hit with a major storm and our main, like, office is down, so sorry. And they're like, oh, where do you live? Iowa. Oh, I didn't know a storm came through there. Like,
I didn't know that was a state.
It's that thing when you get told when you tell someone you're from Iowa, they always give you like, oh, Iowa.
Iowa. Like, I forgot that was a state.
I did. I said that to a customer the other day, and they're like, oh yeah, so you do potatoes, right? No.
Everyone thinks we're Idaho. No.
Oh, it was Idaho. Okay. God, no.
Or Ohio. Every once in a while, we'll get Ohio.
Ohio, Idaho. Yeah. I just said like, oh no, not potatoes. We do corn, pigs.
It's like when travelers were going through this like northern section. They were like, Iowa. I don't know.
Adam Sandler. Yep, that was how was her Adam Sandler impression?
That's pretty much what that was, wasn't it?
Have you seen the SNL skit where Adam goes to like his family reunion and it's literally just characters from all of his movies?
I've heard about this.
And people and they're like, Adam, we're really sick and tired of you making movies based off our family members. He's like, what are you talking about? And like he'll just like Bobby Boucher comes up, or the Zohan shows up, and it's just hilarious. I'll have to show it to you. But
wow.
Oh my god. So apparently, back to a crazy funny topic. So apparently Seth Rogen had a bit of a meltdown.
Go on.
It was very brief. Apparently though, he was calling people out on Twitter.
About?
Asking them if they were really Jewish.
Okay, I haven't heard about this.
I will admit, by the time I went in to look into it, a lot of stuff on it was deleted.
Gone.
But basically what I heard is that like he was just just being a dick, apparently, to people. Just like being really weird, just out of character for him. So people were thinking like, oh god, is he having like a mental breakdown or something?
An episode.
Right, but I don't know, maybe it's just him being Seth Rogen and just messing with people.
I don't know. He seems like an incredibly passionate person.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe he knows something that other people don't know.
Are you Jewish? Are you really Jewish?
Who, me? No, I'm not. As far as I know, I'm not Jewish.
It was basically like, are you really Jewish? Well, I don't want to answer that. Well, like, fuck you. Like, some stupid shit like that. But, I don't know. I didn't get to see any posts, so...
Also, to a point, I just find it weird that, like, some people are so, like, conservative that they don't want to converse about themselves with other people. Like... I think people fear being attacked, and so they just remain closed off because it avoids the confrontation. But especially if you just come off being like, are you actually Jewish? Are you actually Jewish? But are you? Aren't you? Like, I don't know. But if you come off like you're attacking someone, they're going to throw out their claws and be like, bitch, get away with me. Like,
that's human. That's just human nature. Like, I don't like it when people come at me when I'm at work, you know, and public. Like, I actually stepped in and stood up for a cashier the other day because I went to Walmart to
not
cancel.
Even at your own job.
Nope, not even at my own job.
Tell me this.
I wish I could. So basically, I was at customer service because I bought something online, but their online system was broken. So I just said, fuck it, I'll just go into the store, buy what I want, and just cancel my order with them. And this woman in front of me, she's like, oh, I want cash. She's like, well, it's store policy that if you pay with a card, it goes back to your card. Well, that takes too long. I want cash. And he just was like, well, it is store policy that you pay with a card, it goes back to your card. And he's just very monotone about it. Pretty much like he deals with this on a regular basis. And she's like, fine, just put it back in my card. And he's like, yeah, well, it's pretty quick, so you'll see it pretty soon. And then like she got out of line, went to the ATM immediately. I'm there working with them, and I could just hear her. She's like, it's not back on my card. And he was like, yeah, it's not instant. it takes a couple days. She's like, that is ridiculous. Every place I've ever dealt with is always giving me back my money instantly. And I'm like, in what place have you...
What is it with people expecting instant gratification?
Because everyone's poor and worried about money.
I get that. So be careful about what you spend.
Mm-hmm.
If you want cash back, maybe you should pay in cash.
That is true. I now carry cash specifically because you taught me always to carry cash.
My mom taught me to carry cash. Like, she primarily only spends with cash. It's a good way to budget.
That's fair. But no, like I stood up. I'm like, what place have you ever been to that immediately gives you your money back on a card? I have never in my years of working retail, and I told her this.
Well, and you have to imagine the more like people convert to using plastic over cash, which is I think becoming commonplace. Or even like the transactions over your phone and stuff, like those are processed by third-party vendors. Like, it's not your bank immediately corresponding with this business. Like, that's way too expensive. That's way too much management. There are third-party vendors that big businesses like banks contract out so that these other smaller businesses can take advantage of electronic payments.
Right.
So have a little bit of patience, have a little logic, and just ask the questions to prepare yourself for the brutal truth that you may not be getting what you want. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's just logic. And as soon as you settle with that, you can be happy again.
Happy. That's what we're trying to do in 2021, is be happy and just not have a repeat of last year.
Positive.
Please no.
Just remain positive.
We're so far, but thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is for the YouTube people, so you podcast lovers can, just hold tight real quick. See that subscribe button down there? If you like what you heard, like what you see, like this cat right here.
Oh my god.
You can hit that button. It really helps out. Leave a comment about anything that we said. Stuff you hate, stuff you loved. Let's start a discussion down there.
Or anything you want us to discuss. Future topics.
Ooh, I do like that.
Ask us a question or ask us our opinion. I guess that's also a question. So ask us
What is
questions.
your opinion about opinions?
What's your opinion on questions?
I have a question about opinions. But thank you so much, guys. I'm Phil.
I'm Mego.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.